Welcome to Impact Duty. I'm your host, Manisha Dadlani Kripalani, bringing you empowering stories of friends and people I admire. Their voices have given me joy and the momentum to share their stories with you. Rasika Krishnamurthy has been living in Switzerland for a decade and a half. She's a wife, mother of two beautiful girls, and she's an incurable home decor enthusiast, an aesthete, and a connoisseur of the finer things in life. She loves keeping a tidy but warm and cozy home, not just for visitors, but for the main occupants. She's passionate about styling vignettes and tablescapes, and in the process, she inspires you to create the perfect setting with simple styling concepts. Welcome, Rasika. I'm so delighted to have you here.
Hi, Manisha. Thank you so much for having me here today. I'm really excited to be able to do this with you.
And I'm so intrigued and delighted to talk to you because you're multifaceted, multi-talented, and multi-skilled. You have so many intriguing things to discuss today. But what I really want to look at and highlight is your home decor path. But before that, Rasika, before I jump right in, tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Manisha, I originally come from Madras. I came to Switzerland in 2005, and I've lived in Lausanne for the very first year. And then we moved to Zug in 2006, and we've lived here ever since. And so I basically been working from 2006 until end of 2019, and in the pharmaceutical and the life science industry. I've held a couple of positions assisting the senior management, and and I'm a mother of two, and here I am, and I'm very, very passionate about home decor, not just home decor, but anything to do with the creative aspect of, festive styling, home styling, creating small vignettes. I'm very, very passionate about photography. So I think I really would like to call myself, a decor enthusiast, I would say.
Aha. Wonderful.
Yes.
And you mentioned that you're a mother of two girls?
I have two girls, yeah. My elder daughter is about 10 years old, and my younger one is 4.5.
Wow, how delightful.
Thank you.
You've had a long career within the pharmaceutical industry. Is that what your background is? Is that what your educational background is?
No. Well, actually, I studied psychology. I did my master's in psychology. But, I got married very early in my life, and we moved out of India, and we moved to countries where English was not the main language. So it was very difficult for me to, go to university or higher studies in English at that time. This was in 2002, 2003. Oh. And I think because I moved out, and, I had opportunity to do other things. So I didn't really pursue my education psychology as such, as a profession. But I think I apply it every day in my life. So yeah.
How interesting. And you said you moved to Switzerland in 2005. Am I correct? Did I get
That's right. That's right. In 2005.
What brought you over here?
So at that point of time, I moved with my husband, who had an opportunity to do a program in Lausanne in an institute called IMD. And so he had a wonderful opportunity to do an MBA in Lausanne. And I just followed my husband because we were so newly married at that time. So it didn't make sense for me to, it didn't make sense for us to be separate or live in two different countries. So I decided to follow him here. And that's how we landed in Switzerland.
Right. And you mentioned Lausanne. So did you have to learn French?
No, because we were there for only about, it was a 10-month program. So we actually stayed for about 11 months, I would say. And English was the main language at the university. And the place where I chose to work was also a very international organization. So French was not a prerequisite at that time for the role that I was into.
Wonderful. And then you moved to the German part of Switzerland. And now
yes,
I guess you are relatively fluent in German?
Yeah, sort of. I wouldn't say at native level, but yes, I mean, I can get by. I can make a decent conversation now. Yes.
It's surely better than mine. I keep forgetting the umlauts over all the vowels. So,
my daughter tells me the same thing. My daughter tells me the same thing. She's like, Mom, just don't speak the language. You're killing it. But at least we're making an effort. And then I think the umlaut is very, very hard. I still can't say it. I still can't say those words properly.
I know. I bet I will, fail the test of all the sounds that come from the throat over here. Yeah.
That's the best thing, right? I mean, when you're younger, it's so easy to learn the language. And now we have to put in 10 times the effort, and we still can't be, at their level.
Yeah. I mean,
it's hard.
Who actually learned my Hindi off Bollywood movies, because I never really grew up in India. So,
right.
I give myself a pat on the back for learning Hindi that way, but maybe I better embrace some German and Swiss movies to enhance my speaking skills.
Yes.
You mentioned you are from Madras, born and brought up in Madras?
Yes, born and brought up in Madras. That's right.
Wonderful. Okay, great. So I guess that brings in some influence into the home decor side of things. I mean, we've got a beautiful culture stemming from there.
Absolutely. The South Indian culture is so beautiful. I mean, just the brass articraft, the paintings. So yes, so when we bought this house in Steinhausen, so I live in this little village called Steinhausen. And when we bought this house, I was very, very clear in my head that I wanted to bring in a bit of South Indian influence in terms of the decor. So because, I'm a very traditional person. I have a very liberal thinking, but I'm very traditionally rooted, So for me, it was very important to sort of get my kids to understand the South Indian culture. And what better way than for them to see, influence, I mean, those kind of influences every single day in terms of decor. So I have my Tanjore paintings, I have my brass articraft, and it's always displayed in my house. I don't just bring it out during festivities, it's always there. So I think that was, it was a very conscious decision, yes.
Right. And are there aspects of India that you miss? I mean, I know it's been a long time since you've lived over here, but are there aspects of India that you do feel that that you wish you could?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I the most important is I really miss my family. I come from a very big family. I miss all my cousins, my nieces, my nephews, my parents, and the most important thing is I really miss that buzz. The buzz in the neighborhood. Stepping out of your neighborhood and you have all these aunties standing there and chatting and while buying vegetables, for example, or just that buzz during the festivities. I really miss that, more than anything else. Yeah.
Right.
It's very quiet here. It's nice, but it's very, very quiet. So it took us a while to kind of get used to that quietness.
Yes. I think that's what you highlighted right now. It's the vibrancy of color that I miss as well.
Yes.
Especially during this great season between October and February. I mean, I know we have Christmas and New Year that comes in with a bit of color and flavor, but apart from that, the gray weather can, be quite draining.
It can really get to you. Yeah, absolutely. And coming from Chennai, right? I mean, we really don't have seasons as such. It's just one season the whole year. But yeah, I mean, now, I'm completely okay with where I live, and I'm really happy with where I live. And so I'm happy. Yeah.
Wonderful. And I'm going to now take you to your entity as a home decor artist. My Decor Plugin, I believe, is the entity, and that's it in its current avatar. But that's relatively new. Would you like to take us back to how this journey within home decor started?
Yeah, so my Decor Plugin is, my personal home decor page, which I made public towards the end of last year, just after Diwali. I've always been sharing my festive vignettes and home decor styling ideas on my personal page. And a lot of my friends actually told me that, hey, I think you need to go public because I want, it makes sense for people for you to share this with a wider audience. But I was a bit hesitant. I was like, oh, I'm not too sure, who would bother, like who would care, I mean there are so many creators out there. I mean, I don't think I'm just going to be a drop in the ocean, no way. And they were like, no, I think you should just give it a shot and see. So I tried, I made it public, and the response has been amazing. It's been amazing. That I've met so many like-minded people, decor enthusiasts, so many creatively talented women out there. So it's been a wonderful journey. And so for those who don't know, my Decor Plugin is basically a page where I share my love for styling, vignettes, table settings. I'm a big fan of table settings. When I have people over at home, I love setting up that ambience. It's really, really important for me that I give them something more than just food on the table. I like getting creative at with the way I place my setting, my plates, my glasses, the flowers, the candles. It's a wonderful vibe. When you have friends over, it's nice to set something and make it a little special, because every single day you're doing the same thing. So when you have friends over, why don't you why shouldn't we go a little ahead and try and do something different? And that's how it all started, and the response has been amazing, and I'm so pleased that my friends pushed me to do it.
Oh, I'm so glad you did. I've seen some of your recent table settings. They're absolutely beautiful. I've seen how you've been using the gold and a lot of flowers. What's your favorite item or thing to use? You don't. I really want to say that there is no need to buy anything expensive in order to make your your tablescape outstanding or stand out. All you need is just candles, fresh flowers, and when you do buy your cutlery and crockery, just buy it in neutral tones so that you can accentuate the table with other colors. So try and keep your crockery maybe in pastel shades or whites, or just with a tinge of silver or a tinge of gold, and that's all you need. And then you accentuate the table with fresh flowers, maybe scented candles, a beautiful colorful table runner maybe. So that's what I really like to do. Try and keep it neutral with just pops of color here and there, and that's all you need. You don't need to buy expensive items. A lot of people think that home decor is about buying all these fancy expensive items. No, not at all. Mm-hmm. And that's what about someone like me? So, Diwali is coming up right now, and what would I do, or how would I source something locally that I can combine with the Diwali element to create some festivity at home?
So Diwali is all about love and light. So all you need is just, a bunch of candles, fairy lights, and you're good to go. And I also source a lot of materials from, shops here in Switzerland. So really? I don't necessarily bring everything from India. Of course, I do have here and there, I do buy stuff from India as well whenever I visit. But there are lots of stores out here where you can actually get products that, kind of suit your Indian aesthetic sense. For example, Depot online is very good. There's a shop called Cachet. There's another shop called Maison du Monde. So all these shops have, you just need to go and look. And if you go to the candle section, they have some amazing range, and table mats, table runners. That's all you really need. You don't need huge elephants and peacocks, and you don't need all of that to show your Indian aesthetic sense, right? You just have to choose the right products, and that's exactly what my Decor Plugin is all about. Just giving people the idea, the concept of how you can style the simplest of simple things like candles and flowers and plates. That's about it. It's all about putting it together, and I think I'm very happy that people are able to derive their inspiration from my posts. And even if one person tells me that this is so good and it's just gorgeous, it's a win for me. So
I like the fact that you mentioned that it's so easy and simple to do, and we don't need to source out all these elaborate and expensive things. We can work with local items to add a little bit of the festive flavor back onto our tables for our homes. Wonderful.
Yes.
And where do you get your inspiration from? So I recently saw that you did a wedding backdrop. I'm not quite sure what to call it, but you did this beautiful thing in a garden. You used a lot of marigolds. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to leave you to, before I put my foot in it, I'm just going to ask you to tell me a little bit more. I just know that it was so beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. So that video was actually done during the lockdown. So, I came up with this idea that, there was a lot of lockdown weddings happening at that time, right? So when you are here based out of India and you have maybe a small, ceremony, like maybe a roka ceremony, for example, but you can't go out to, you can't have a very big event. How do you style an event at home and keep it as intimate as you can? That does not mean that you can't have any decor. It does not mean that it has to be so bare and simple that, that you have to forego on the decor. So my idea was to show people that even during lockdown, you can have a very stylish celebration with simple things that you can use that you already have at home. Of course, I already had those marigold garlands with me, but you can substitute the marigolds for, just roses or, white or red roses or pink roses. So that's the whole concept, was to show people that, with just basic furniture. I used my lounge furniture, my garden lounge furniture in the garden. And I just changed the layout of the setup. Right, that I already had, and I just added in my flowers, some simple cushions. In fact, I have the same cushion here. I just added the cushions and a dupatta. I had a beautiful it was a Benares dupatta that I just layered on the sofa to just give that little festive touch. And that's about it. You were good to go. And the response to that was so amazing. I absolutely loved doing that video, because it was, again, giving people the hope and idea that, yes, it's lockdown, but you can still celebrate in style and, keep it very intimate with your immediate family or friends, and still have a very stylish celebration with just things sourced, just with things available at home. So that's the whole idea of my Decor Plugin, just coming to your rescue when you really need that idea. What do I do with these candles? Yeah, log into my Decor Plugin and you will probably get inspired by a couple of posts.
Great. And so how do you ideate for an event, or what's your inspiration? And are there any mentors that you go to or that have inspired you?
So I'm like I said, I'm a very, very visual person. I need to see things in graphics and pictures to get inspired. I'm not good with, a 1,000-page book. I'm just looking at words, I don't get inspired by that. I need to see pictures and images to, get that creative juice running in me. And I love window shopping. I just love going in and out of shops because I love window display. I find there are so many beautiful displays out there that you can get inspired from. And also Instagram also has some amazing creators, and Pinterest is another source that, I always refer to when I'm running short of ideas. So these are the places. But, even as a child, I've always been this way. Ever since I was a little girl, I remember when I was about 9-10 years old, we still lived in a joint family at that time. And, we had about 10-12 members in the house.
Wow.
So space was a constraint. Space was a big constraint. So we just had one common room, and then we had our bedroom, and the rest was all, shared. So even in the common room, when I was about 9-10 years old, I remember, making little arrangements with terracotta dolls that we would pick from the banjaras on the street. And I would just make a festive vignette there, with just lights and candles. And, it's always been there. And I think over the years, I've just derived my inspiration from, books and visual merchandising, and even when I go to a wedding, right? I'm more than the couple. I'm looking at the decor, and I'm like, oh wow, you can actually use flowers in this way. I get I get inspired by these things. It's amazing, and little things just stay with you. And then when you're like making your own little design, it just hits you, and then you try and, work around it. So design is also something that, styling and vignette, you need to try a couple of settings to see, until it clicks right in your head. You can't just put it like that and say, I'm done, unless you get the right mood and that feel, just keep going with it. That's what I do.
And you've progressed onto social media beautifully. Tell us a little bit more of how you've utilized social media and the new media platforms.
So I don't use too many platforms. The only thing I use at the moment is Instagram to showcase my talent. And of course, I go to Pinterest for my ideas, but I don't use too many platforms. I think the most important thing with social media is that you need to engage with your audience. It's very, very important to, to know who your followers are, and be very be very organic with the growth. You don't want to buy these followers. You want genuine followers who really appreciate what you do, who are really inspired by what you do, and in return you are inspired by the things that they do. And it's very important to really find your tribe. Out of 1,000 followers, maybe 50 of them are some of are the ones that you really connect with. But it's good to have those 50 and engage with them and start, a dialogue with them. And it doesn't have to be like always, wow, ooh, ah, you don't have to do that. But it's nice, like, when they comment on your pictures, it's nice for you to, be grateful and, and reciprocate and say, hey, thank you so much. As long as you have that dialogue going, I think it's important that you engage with your audience. It's very, very important in order for you to grow.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And
yes. So I don't use too many platforms because there's just so many of them, and I try to stick to just one or two, and I'm very happy with the feedback that I receive from my audience. I have like a few followers, but it's I know that they are truly inspired by some of the things that I do, because the comments have been very, very positive, and it makes me happy. Even if one person tells me that, hey, Rasika, that's so gorgeous, it just makes my day.
Well, I'll make your day again as well and tell you what you've done. So gorgeous.
Thank you.
No, I'm genuinely saying that there's some beautiful stuff coming out of your home and out of your.
Thank you.
And what lessons have come out of the pandemic for you? I mean, I know it's a global pandemic and everybody has reacted to it in different ways. But would you like to share some of the good and the bad that have come out of this experience for you?
So I think the most important thing is, to prioritize the people who really matter the most to you. It's so important to connect with these people, and the virus just comes and could just take someone away, just like that. So it's very important to connect with them, and and also just be grateful, and keep in touch, be grateful, and I think being very mindful and conscious of what you say, and also the most important thing is to live with what you have, just the basics, because that's something that the lockdown, even though it was only 2 months that we were really in a lockdown, I think it sort of, you knew that you could survive with basics, so you don't have to hoard on to things, and so it's very important for me. These were the two main takeaways from the pandemic, that reach out to the people that matter to you, and be conscious of what you say, and be conscious of and be mindful and conscious of the things that you have, and try and learn to live with the basics. That's all you really need. So so I did a lot of clean out during the lockdown. I was like, we don't need this, we don't need that, trash it, so we really did that, and seriously did it. It's not just I'm saying it. So there's so much that we got rid of, and you feel so much lighter. And I reached out to so many of my cousins, my friends, my family, my close friends, just with them on Zoom, and talking to them every single day. It just makes you feel a lot better.
Totally. I mean, take a look at this right now. For example, we're both in the same country and our interview is on Zoom.
I know.
So in a different route and a different turn. And what's in the future for Rasika? What's on the cards for you now? I know we have a lot of festivities coming up. So what do you plan? What do you intend? We've got Diwali, we've got Christmas coming up.
Yeah.
We'd love to know some of your other future plans.
So I'm taking it easy. I'm really enjoying the space I'm in right now. So I don't have concrete plans for what I'm going to do next year yet. But yeah, so it would definitely be in this sphere, like the home decor and styling sphere. I mean, I'm not going to, venture into doing something completely different. But I do have some plans in mind, but it's nothing concrete yet. So it's too premature to talk about it. But with the upcoming festivities, there's going to be loads of posts on, easy budget-friendly decor vignettes and styling ideas for your home. If anybody's looking to celebrate with their family, intimate celebration, then there are tons of ideas that I'm going to post on how to set up your table and make it festive with just the simplest of simple things.
Oh, bravo.
But so I don't have a major plan for next year yet. But this actually got me thinking. Maybe I should start planning for 2021.
Yes, and hopefully 2021 is going to be a good year.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. Yes, for everyone. Yeah.
Rasika, it's been an absolute delight speaking with you today. I wish you all the very, very best. For all your future plans, and I really can't wait to see what comes out in the next week in terms of posts. Really, you have some wonderful stuff, and you're really inspirational. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what creativity comes out of your home.
Thank you so much, Manisha, for doing this with me. It's been an absolute pleasure. And, I was very surprised when you sent me that message and said, hey, I'm doing this and would you like to meet up? So it's been amazing. And thank you so much for this interview. And I really hope that, this reaches the wider audience and, people are inspired by even, a little bit by the posts and they can derive some inspiration from it. Yes. Thank you so much.
Sure they will.
And I wish you all the best for your future endeavors as well.
Thank you. Stay safe and stay blessed.
Thank you, Manisha. And you too. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.